Part 2
So
signs
this
you
is
should
going
not
to be
date this
part
person
two.
and red
The Holy
flags.
Spirit led me to do a series on dating. And so this is going to be part two. And this is going to be signs people you are dating are not from God. Or red flags, either or. All right. Now, I want to say something before I get into this video, because a lot of people love watching videos about kingdom dating and all that kind of stuff, and people love the idea of being married, being in relationships, which is great. All right, but I want a lot of people to watch my very first video that I just did on this. It is very powerful, and I dropped a lot of powerful nuggets. I'm also going to say this as well. This is only for people who are looking to date or who are currently on the dating market, not people that are actively in sexual relationships. I just want to make mention of that. Signs people you are dating are not from God. Brag about going to church, but yet this person lives a fruitless life. A lot of times people will lower their standards. So for example, a woman will meet a man and he'll tell her he believes in Jesus, he goes to church. But when you actually start dating this person, you notice that every Sunday they watching football, they watching sports, they going out the night before, so they hungover. And you like, wait a minute, I thought you had a relationship with God, not realizing that they go to church on Easter occasions, but it's not like an everyday thing. Okay? And so they'll brag about these things to you, and a lot of times it is to get you, it's to will you in. However, I'm going to talk about this too, because there are a lot of women who brag about going to church as well, and they brag about saying they want a godly man because they're a godly woman. And then when you get to meet these women and you're around them, they got a ton of baggage. Okay, and a lot of people are not looking for love. They're looking for financial stability and help. And this is actually both men and women. So I just want to make mention of that. A lot of people are very desperate for a relationship because they want somebody to split half of their bills. All right? Very easy to know these things too, just by being around them and looking at their habits. Now, always bringing up sex. Always bringing up sex. Late night linking up, or always wanting to link up late at night. Staying on the phone all day and night shows that they are controlling and manipulative. And they have way too much idle time on their hands. So you're looking at it as, this is so cute. We're on the phone all day long. This person wants to be on the phone with me. This is so cute. It's not cute. Why are you so idle? Why is it that you have so much time? Why do you want to consume all of my time? Because if we're doing this all the time, there's no way possible I can make time for business ventures, my job, my relationship with God. Doesn't make sense. Why would I be on the phone with you? Why would I be texting you all day long? Why is it that you don't have an emotion? I'm just saying. Those are really big red flags. All right? So I just want to make mention of that, because many people think that's cute. It's not cute. All right? So you should not be accessible all day to a person, especially because this is not your husband. This is not your wife. So no, you should not have access to this person. You should have a routine with this person as well. My recommendation is to talk early in the morning. That's my recommendation. On your lunch break, that's fine as well. But you should not be so consumed with this person, because in the beginning, you're just getting to know the person. Okay? And so a lot of times we believe that we like this person so much. It's really infatuation and lust. That's what it is. Okay? And when you do not have a lustful spirit, you can see past all of those things. This is why it is so important to go through really good deliverance before you start dating, because you can actually think that lust is love when it's not. This is why so many people date, and then you look back on the people that you dated and you like, what was I thinking? That's because you had a spirit of lust. Lust has no identity. Lust will have you lusting behind the same sex as well as the opposite sex. That's not attractive. Message. All right. So let's keep going. This is another big sign. Whew. Speaking poorly about past relationships. I keep looking down because I wrote a lot of this stuff down. I'm going to say this again. Speaking poorly about past relationships. Now, let me just explain something to you. I am a very good listener, especially with certain things. And I think that it is a huge red flag when you meet a person and they have nothing but negative things to say about everybody that they've dated, and they don't tell you how much they've grown, how much maturity has happened within them, how much they've grown spiritually. Especially people that have relationships with people from their past and they have kids, and you talk really bad about them. What does that say about you? That's a real big red flag. And you have to be careful with that because a lot of those people are very narcissistic and they only see the fault in everybody else and they're perfect. That's a red flag. Okay. And I just want to make mention of that because that's very important. Um, they're never the problem. And they have like this victim mentality. That's a problem. No accountability. Hopping from relationship to relationships and not having stable relationships. You know how you'll meet someone and they're like, oh, I just been dating. And it's like, you 36 years old, you never been married, you know what I'm saying? They can't really give you anything of any there's no substantial proof that they know what it's like to be in long relationships and stuff like that. Very unstable, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about this too. A lot of people get divorced. And a lot of times what happens is people that get divorced, they hop right into a new relationship. I'm going to tell anybody, if you met somebody, I don't care how beautiful they look. I don't care how much y'all click, how y'all go out on dates, y'all getting along. If this person just got out of a divorce, baby, let me explain something to you. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't talk to this person, but I'm telling you that you should really pay close attention to this person's behavior, their actions. You should pay attention to a lot of things because that is a huge red flag. A divorce is like a death, in my opinion. God hates divorce. Let me just say that first and foremost. Okay. So whatever the reason behind that, say for example, a man meets a beautiful woman and she tells him that she just got out of a very abusive marriage. I believe that that man should be asking her very serious questions like, what type of counseling have you sought after this marriage, after the divorce? I'm sorry. What are you doing to take better care of yourself? Why and how do you think you stayed in a relationship with someone that was physically abusive? These are red flags. For a man, I'm just being honest. If you meet a woman and she tells you that she's been abused and beaten by a man for years, I'm sorry, that's a red flag because why would you stay in a marriage with somebody who was physically could have actually killed you? These are all issues, okay? And so a lot of these things we overlook because lust overpowers everything, okay? And so I just want to make mention of those things because a lot of times we begin to engage in really deep conversations and we don't pay attention to all these red flags. You need to take notes when you're going out on a date, mental notes about things that you think may be a problem. And this is why it's important to date people, get to know them over coffee, get to know them, have lunch, and actually conversate with them. Become their friend first before you decide to date them. I'm going to do a part 3, so follow for more.